From just outside and just inside the perimeter of Atlanta, Georgia, where we had some looks, but unfortunately, we also have a Brooks.
Oh.
Straight out the book.
Bless.
Really?
It's brutal. I know. It's not all on him. I want to be clear. It's not all on him. He's just the butt of this joke.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. Hello, everybody. It is the Five Takes Podcast. And we are back.
We're back.
Oh, I forgot my sunglasses. Back like...
It's all right. I'm not going to be wearing them long.
Man,
Oh, she's
really?
got them. Oh, man. I did
Come
not.
on.
I had the memo. and I didn't follow it.
I left them
Back like...
I won't blame you for not thinking it wasn't looking particularly sunny on this occasion.
Hasn't been sunny in a long time. Well, we're back like Spaceballs 2. It's happening. Mel Brooks, 98 years old. May the Schwartz be with you. It's actually happening. And apparently, whoever's still alive from the cast, I think Bill Pullman, is coming back.
Rick Moranis is coming.
Boy, has he done anything in 20 years?
No.
Not much. Not since
he,
his Honey, I Shrunk the Kids days, as far as I know.
No, I think he took a sabbatical or whatever for his...
There's a sabbatical, and then there's just retiring.
Right. Well, his wife... And something like that.
Yeah.
His wife was dying or something like that.
Oh, that's tragic.
Sometimes an opportunity comes along that's just too good to turn down, and they come back.
Yeah.
Plus, you have to figure Rick Moranis is seeing how Martin Sheen and Steve Martin,
true.
How their popularity from.
I still haven't seen Only Murders in the Building. Is it good?
It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I really want to see it.
It's good.
Totally worth watching.
Entertaining.
Okay.
Very amusing.
If you don't like Martin Short, you still get the beauty of Steve Martin making fun of Martin Short.
It's
I love
amazing.
them both.
And
Legends.
in the third season, I think you get a Meryl Streep drop in the season, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Is it Selena Gomez? I think is her name.
Yeah.
So good.
She's great.
And her playing off of the two of them, quality.
It works.
So, yeah.
I have so many shows I have to catch up on.
I got a long list. Ted Lasso is, I believe, in production right now, the next season. I think that's going, so we have that to look forward to. If you haven't been able to tell, the length of the banter and intro directly correlates to the quality of the team. The longer the intro and the bullshit we talk about apart from the team, the worse the team is doing. So you can tell that correlation ratio, and
we can talk more.
Yeah, we can just keep talking.
Programming on Apple TV.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't have to.
I can't blame anybody on the team for feeling. And this was really funny because I was commenting to some friends as I was attempting to rewatch that game to be able to talk about it, because transparently, after the fourth goal went in, I had a few teenagers in my house, and I could no longer justify why they needed to watch that.
You made it to the fourth goal? Congratulations.
Well, they were so quick. They were so quick.
They were. They really were.
Oh, it's brutal.
I tried to turn it off by the third one, and
oh no. Oh, you're right.
So writing this a little bit. So the last Fortnite season was just Star Wars, and at the very end, right, the big thing that they did is you could run into the rift and unlock a Star Destroyer and just like bomb everybody from the sky, and that's how that felt. That 4 minutes of doom,
bombed by a Star Destroyer.
It was just Star Destroyer came in and boom, 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 boom.
It was like watching. It was like watching.
There's nothing left to
collapse in real. I mean, it was literally like watching something collapse in front of your eyes.
It's like NYCFC's stadium. It's not yet fully operational.
It will be. It does look like it's going to be nice. If you're not watching the video portion of this, Kat is still out with family stuff going on. I'm here. Angel is here. Pat is here, and Amy is here because we're masochists.
Well, I did want to say one positive thing about this.
Yeah.
Is that all four of those goals, well, first off, the first half up until the very, very end when they scored that goal looked decent.
Yeah.
we were doing okay. But and to be honest with you, like could have been 2-0 very easily.
Yeah,
I think,
it's a bit of a strange
Yeah.
game in that way, but
but
still can't
the
see. It doesn't justify the collapse.
no, absolutely not.
Right.
The positive is the way that we collapsed in that second half. It could have easily been 8-0. The way it was,
We collapsed, but let's
I-
talk about how we collapsed.
I still would have turned it off at 4.
8-0. The way it was happening, back. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
God. Oh, okay. So let me.
I have to say that I understand.
Yeah.
And I have to say that if I had to break down the psychology of what's going on in this game, like we are, to use an idiom, snake bit. Okay, like that's just, you can't blame anybody for feeling like, because it goes so far beyond just we're playing poorly. It's like, it's not just that. Like, we're legitimately getting no breaks. And the 2 wins that we had were the one time this season that the lucky stuff went our direction. So let's talk about the 2 things that didn't go our way. First off, that penalty kick, which I'm sorry,
that was a pen.
I don't know how
It's a
blind
pen.
you have to be.
It was.
That's
100%.
a penalty.
Yeah.
And
Even if it's soft, it was.
arrogance and pride or whatever on the part of the ref, but you see the guy rake his hand straight down where TRA is grabbing his thigh.
Yep. It's a pen.
And it is so obvious, and TRA still has an opportunity to get on that ball, and we've seen him hit that angle. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that really made me mad. The second goal, the bad luck, right? So suddenly this ref and the AR, who can't see a clear penalty, can see the babyest of touches off of TRA's leg.
Laser eyes.
On a point blank header
Mhm.
that's right in the back of the net. And what do we see at home? We managed to get it to slip right through, Latte's legs. This game, no luck. Completely snake bit. I think even one of the commentators at one point said, you can't blame Atlanta United for feeling a bit snake bit, because that is a reality. It is also a reality that we are beating ourselves. And it feels like what happened is, in the 43rd minute, Brooks Lennon, on the worst autopilot ever, crashed the plane right into the mountain. Okay, he just turned, didn't look, didn't think. And the thing is that he falls down. And I'm telling you, the look on his face makes me think that he legit was so on autopilot that he started to kick the ball and he fell out of the shock of realizing what he just passed. Like, watch the play. It's legitimately looks like that is what happened. Like, he realizes as he's passing it that he can't do anything about the movement that he's already made, and it just goes in. And so at that point, you go into the locker room and you have had another demoralizing first half where the penalty kick has gone against you and it's BS. The optics on the offside, I'm sorry, just whatever. And then you have blown up your own ship. And so are we really surprised that a team that has struggled with mentality for this long goes into that locker room feeling that way and doesn't come out of it in the right headspace? And then they just get battleshipped the rest of the way. Just every number gets called, and then
Yeah.
Sorry, just my fault.
No, I think that about does it. That wraps it up for the night. Yeah, we don't need to.
Peace.
You can hear Poppy, Angel's dog, is very upset about all of this as well.
She's upset.
I get it. I'm upset too. This is the if you haven't seen it, oh god, the drumming movie with J.K. Simmons. Whiplash. I'm upset. Yeah. That. Well, I hate to bring the mood down, but here's a bit of a here's a bit of a reality check. We're gonna live in a reality here of where this team is, and we're halfway through and where we stand right now. So the playoff line is currently at 1.38 points per game, and that belongs to Charlotte, who's in 9th place. Good for them. We are at 0.94 points per game. Had we won last night, we would be at 1.11 points per game. Had we also won against Red Bulls, we would be at 1.27 points per game. The point is, even if we had started out this road trip amazingly well with all 6 points, we're still below the playoff line. How in the hell are we going to make the playoffs starting out the road trip with 2 losses?
And we're playing Columbus the next
And
game.
we're
And we
about
got
to go
Columbus,
another
which
place where
for some reason
historically we
I'm going up to see. I don't know. I was feeling good after the 2 home wins. In order to hit 1.44 points per game, and on average, that's what's needed to make the playoffs historically, at least since we've had the expanded edition of the playoffs where everybody gets in almost, but maybe not us.
Hey, it worked for us last year.
Sure did. So if we want to hit that 9th place, we have to average, because we're at 0.94 right now, we need to average 1.94 for the remaining games of the season, which is a full point more than what we had in the first half of the season. We need 25 to 26 points out of a remaining 54, or about 48%. So call it half. We have earned 31% from the first half of the season. I just don't see this team being twice as good. And by the way, that flip the switch moment has to happen now, because that ratio only gets worse the more points you drop. And it is no longer 1 point gained. It's 2 points dropped. The ratio gets worse. You have to get all 3 fast. Like now, Columbus. Yeah, it's got to happen. This is the
I'm
reality.
here to tell you that you're not going to be able to flip a switch, and it's not going to matter if you do, if the machine has no gas, right?
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
I
Good
feel
analogy.
like we've been watching. I feel like we've been watching them try to start like a lawnmower, like one of those like old lawnmower things. You know what I mean? And we keep getting
Smack
that,
it.
and we think, man, this is still got a little bit in it. We're gonna do it and everything. And we get tricked for a moment as the engine turns on and sputters, a little bit of gas.
Oh, it's
and then
going.
At the end of the day, though,
Yep, it's the carburetor. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that's where we are right now.
You gotta smack it on the right wing.
Let me get to some...
And
go,
I
I'm
really
sorry, go
don't
ahead.
blame anybody
Yeah.
who's now thinking, instead of us continuing to mess with this GD lawnmower, how about we go to Home Depot and get a new one, okay?
Probably.
Like,
I think Home Depot's out of lawnmowers right now, though,
I
so
think
we
that
might
Home
have to wait
Depot
until it's restocked.
supplied this lawnmower.
You gotta wait till it's dry.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's under warranty or not, but I would like
Definitely not.
to request
Definitely
service
not.
from Uncle Arthur in the form of the transfer window.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Bring me a center back who can stay on the field. Bring me
a striker that can finish.
a striker that can finish.
I'm sorry. It's just is what it is. Let me get to a few comments.
I think it may be thundering. I'm very
yes,
sorry.
it is. I hear it. And I'm going to apologize if my dog starts going crazy as well. She is not a fan of storms, and I understand that. Let me get to a few comments on social, because I want to start with Gustavo, who was also making an analogy and trying to process all of this and figure out, what is this like? Is it like a lawnmower out of gas and the carburetor's busted? He feels like it's more like a really great vinyl that you loved listening to, but just keeps skipping over that same damn scratch. Like, you love the song, you love the record, but it's that same point. Like, every time, no matter what you do, it's going to hit. And then Spreadsheet Jockey follows that up with a quote, always the same. It's just a shame, that's all. Well, Phil Collins, Genesis for you there. Yeah.
Wow. Deep cut.
I don't know. Maybe Phil was singing about Atlanta United. I don't know. Maybe he knew. Maybe he knew it was going to get this bad. Big Phil, 22 on X says, when Atlanta has its full squad, Lennon shouldn't be seeing the field. He's been a liability all year for the team. Thoughts? How do we feel about Brooks? He's in the title. I threw a lot of shade at him. It's not all on him, but the glasses are on. The shades are on. Pat's agreed.
It's getting shady around here.
Angel, do you want? What do you think about Lennon?
I hate.
I know.
I hate.
I know.
To say it because I think I love Brooks as like a person, and he's such a nice person, and he loves the team, and he really is supportive of the fans. but
It's not the same guy.
oh gosh, he's just not. And I know he had an injury, that he came in for, but
His contract's up. We have him for an option year. I
I,
don't
I,
see how he'd
I
possibly.
don't see it happening. And it's a shame because I think he's like such a great dude, but
I agree.
great dudes don't win trophies sometimes. So
I
I don't know.
Mark Richt.
I struggle with this because like I still feel like I see where Lennon is like going with things at times, and I think there is, an argument to be made that we also have a multi-million-dollar striker who cannot finish things right now, and some of those things are things that came from Brooks. And there was at least one ball that I think that TRA was making a run, and Lennon made the hit, and TRA pulled up his run in this game. I think they even made a comment about that at one point. But objectively, can I totally disagree with this take? No.
Right.
Yeah.
The mistake is a bad one. Injury maybe could be playing into some of this. Maybe he's not 100%. A hamstring injury is something that can hold you up, especially when you're playing a position like his that requires being up and down the field. I'll say that it's a really sad truth that on the first goal, that boneheaded pass that he makes the right defensive play immediately before that. He is in the right defensive position. He gets the ball. He plays it back to Goose. Goose plays it back to him. He seems to be doing the right things, and then he just autopilots in the wrong direction. And I think that's kind of where Brooks has been all season. Is he's been on autopilot. I think you could even argue that at times it may be a good autopilot, or an autopilot that may have worked in the past, or that's something that we've enjoyed, but it's not the same page that the rest of the team is on. And I think,
do you think there's a lack of communication there?
Yeah, I see it. You can see if you watch Lennon, and he's not
right.
When you watch him in the stadium, it's easier because often the camera pans off, right?
Yeah.
Like, he is visibly frustrated and has been on multiple occasions with either making a run that nobody sees or hitting a back pass that nobody is crashing the back of the net. And I'll say that on one of those balls that Alexi whips in, that unfortunately the keeper intercepts, the only guy that's crashing the back of the net where Alexi is putting that ball is Brooks Lennon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm not saying that it's not bad or that criticism is not warranted, but I see a lot of going on with Brooks that I saw going on with Alexi when Alexi was not connecting what he was doing. And now Alexi has seemed to get on the same page.
Okay.
And
that's fair.
I want that for Brooks.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in the cards. And I think at this point, you've seen performances out of Saba on the right and the left that tell you that you can't put him on the bench. And it may be at Brooks's expense because you're not going to bench Mickey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to bench some other.
No. And the other thing that works against Brooks and works for Alexi is the ceiling. Like, there is a higher ceiling for Alexi, and he's working his way towards it. Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Agreed. ATL United LVR, the only way we could turn this season into something reasonable is to fire the coach and let the assistant coach who led us consistently through the worst times await. Yeah, I know what you're getting at there.
Good luck.
Yeah,
I'd love to know if Rob Valentino would even take somebody's phone call at this point that didn't come with a 5-year contract and a bunch of guarantees.
I'm so done with that narrative.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, I'm happy for Rob, by the way. Got a great gig with the U.S. youth down in Fayetteville, the U19s, I think. Great position for him. Don't go anywhere near the first team men's national team right now. Like, develop the next squad. We'll get it next time, guys. The men's team ain't doing it this year, so that's a great position for him. There's a few other people who are
watched a lot of mental collapses in the last week.
There's a few other people who are also on the train of coaching. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but Eric Sifdroid 1. Fire Garth, fire Dyla. Worst squad we've ever had, statistically. You're right. 50 million on firepower, and they don't score. And
on paper, we have like a fantastic
defenders that are
The
crap.
start of the season, we were like, "Oh my gosh, this is it. We're back." Well, I wasn't saying that because
I
I
know.
saved 4 games, but we had a lot of hope that this might be it. But
Moving over to Instagram, Officer Greg, he's always commenting, appreciate it. I fear that once again the FO made a drastic error on the coaching piece a la De Boer, Heinze. I don't know if it's quite that bad. I'm getting the feeling that Ronnie has lost the clubhouse, or he never had it, and none of these guys care anymore because he doesn't have their hearts or minds. Plus, we don't have a leader on the field. That I for sure agree with, even though I think it can be Barto, and he wasn't there.
I think we were missing Schleich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was evident. And Jay.
We were and Jay.
And Jay.
We had our 2 most, we'll just say, like, mentally
Didn't they
tough
both
players
score on their
missing.
international breaks?
I know Barto did. I'm not
Barto
sure
did.
about Jay for Trinidad. He did?
Jay
Okay.
Jay definitely did the gritty
Hey,
for Trinidad.
everybody did,
Saba scored.
apart from Latte
Saba
Lot,
did score, yeah.
and everybody had
Latte
pretty
only
good breaks.
saw like 14 minutes or something.
Yeah,
So
everybody had pretty good outings with their respective national teams. So I guess
yeah,
that's
I
good.
heard them at the beginning of the match, and I think they were talking about Atlanta United. I had written it down that Atlanta United had more people called up this break than any other team in the league.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yeah,
it's usually the case.
I don't know. I'd love to know if that is the case, because and I'm not saying it's not. I actually don't know, but I have friends, and I can't remember if it was my friend in RSL or Seattle, but they had something like 18 players gone. Like, I don't know. It was some
from
insane
their
thing
respect.
between-
I think if you add in some of our academy and younger players too,
maybe
I
that's
think we're up there, and good for them too. I mean, I'm happy for that, but it does suck that we have to play on a Thursday, straight out from getting off the plane.
If I had to try to be a little positive on this, I think the other bright spot of this match was you do see that you have something with Will Riley, I think. And it's unfortunate for him that he's playing behind Fortune and Schleich. So that's just is what it is at the moment. But I could see more opportunities for him to get minutes. He's made the most of the minutes that he's gotten. And, so our academy continues to produce, and it makes you wonder truly what is this difference that we're seeing, and is it something to do with the playing for the crest, playing for pride, whatever? And if that's the case, then like you wonder what's up with that. Like, you getting paid and being able to play in front of fans that love you when you're shit is like not enough to get out of your heads a little bit. It sucks. And what I'm seeing is a team that's not a team. Like, and it's mind-boggling, because you see those moments like we saw at the Bends. You saw it in warm-ups. You could feel it when the energy is right. But something keeps killing the mojo. And
it's like
with the energy.
It's like goes back to like the collapse thing. It's like, if you go back and look, the look on Brad's face as those the look on his face looks like he was just like, I'm out, I gotta go. You know what I mean?
He just gotten kicked in the face like 2 minutes earlier, saving,
and then he literally got kicked in the face with all those goals. It was just
I mean, I think Brad still got something. It sucks for him, but
some of those goals, there was no way he was saving.
I am ready to hang up my boots after this. Like,
some of those goals.
Oh no, one was in the top corner. That would.
Yeah, he wasn't getting.
Look, the second goal is a legit banger. I mean, the guy has a moment at the top of the box, but it's a moment.
He might have done better on the first goal. Got beat near post, but I still put that on Brooks for me. On Facebook, Paul Robinson agrees with kind of Brooks out, if you want to put a hashtag on it. There's a few other people agreeing with that as well. Hippie San Atlanta on Instagram is also backing the take of like, there's some player issues, but it's not the wrong coach. Got the wrong coach. So,
it's a wrong everything, like you said, Glenn, before. It's like, you can't just say it's the coach.
No.
I
think Ronnie's been pretty.
You know what I mean? Like,
Ronnie's been pretty consistent the past 4 games. I put the last 4 more on the players than I do coach, but he's made mistakes too, especially
Sure.
earlier.
I mean, I think that's the thing. If it was easy as just pinpointing the coach,
I would love it.
That'd be easy.
Great.
Or if it was just
Give me a new
easy
coach.
to pinpoint,
Yeah.
I just don't think in the life cycle of our organization right now we can survive the
Right.
the
Another
coach
coach.
cardiac.
Yeah.
Another coach.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
Garth's been pretty clear. He's not going. He's not going
They're
anywhere.
going
And
to
I
give him
thought
a
he
full
would, but
season.
And they're going to give him a transfer window, y'all. Like, we
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
what they're going to
Yeah.
get, but they do have a summer transfer window.
Mhm.
You'd be amazed the difference it can make if you get a couple of guys in that can change the dynamic of the locker room. Because we can't deny it anymore. I mean, like, it's so clear that there is just something mentally that's just not right with the
missing.
team.
Right.
They can't maintain it. Like, they're capable of it, but there's no maintaining that mental space. It's like, and again, I get it. Like, the first half was terrible. They had 2 terrible, in my opinion, calls go against them.
Yeah.
And then you have a
That's
bonehead
tough.
mistake and you blow yourself up. So, like,
Yeah, and you blew yourself up then. It's tough, but you handle some
They
adversity.
were playing well.
We were playing a lot better in that
We
first
were.
half.
Yeah.
We
got
were.
shit.
I was happy with it.
Yeah.
I was
like, oh, okay,
First
man.
42 minutes, we're good.
Yeah.
We're
Not bad for a baseball outfield.
Look, Ronnie's gonna get a transfer window. He's gonna get a transfer window. What's gonna suck is if we rock up to this transfer window with less than 8 or 9 points after this road trip, because there's gonna be very little to fight for at that point. At that point, you are gonna think about the next season already, because the odds are
they're just
so
going to be like,
stacked.
we got to get,
But yeah, he's gonna get that.
It's
So.
like, are people already thinking, I mean, and I'm thinking fans and their staff alike, are people already thinking, let's just get out of this season? And we're only halfway through the season.
Yeah, I think some
You know
are.
what I mean?
I think
just
that'll
get out
be
of this
more
season.
clear.
But I feel like we're saying that every single season.
Well, we have been, but it'll be really clear after
it's
these
been a bad stretch.
next 4
Yeah.
games. Next 4 games. I mean, if we straight up come away with 0, it's done. We are mathematically done. But if we get 8 to 9 points, we're in it still, and with a ton of work to do and the right transfers, it can still happen. So he's going to get
I
that.
think growing up, like, I was always told, like, if you don't believe you can, then you're right. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
it feels
okay.
like that's what's going on with this team right now. Because I'm also seeing, so, like, let's think about the collapse and, like, the mentality state of what was going into these games. We performed when we were at the lowest of our expectations, when nobody believed they were going to do anything.
They didn't have anything to
etc.
lose.
They didn't have anything to lose. Suddenly, we win 2 games. Suddenly, people, even me, start to think, maybe I can believe in this team. Expectations bump up a hair.
Interesting.
And suddenly,
It's interesting.
they collapse again.
But if you think about it, Amy, even when we're losing, right? When we're going through these losses, the pressure, because they know that we expect so much of them. And I think that even adds more pressure and more stress on them when they're losing week after week, because they're letting everybody down and they know they're letting everybody down.
I mean, is there a team shrink? Like, this is a legit
They need,
question. Okay.
where is,
like,
We
I really
do.
think that we
I'm
we need a
pretty
Dr.
sure.
Aaron.
They do.
No, I'm pretty
A
sure that was
therapy
something
cow.
Garth brought in and talked about. I remember talking about last year about having, I don't know, full time, but retainer, like, to borrow legal parlance, somebody on staff for these players. And I don't understand why every single team ever, everywhere would have that. Like, yeah, mentality is huge, and these players are people, and people
Well,
go
they-
through
yeah, and
things.
that's
It's our therapy pad,
can-
but if I was going to prescribe something, it would be seriously a group therapy. Like, they need to have some small group therapy,
We need to.
talk it out, get past
Well, we
it,
tried the
whatever,
dogs.
do some one-on-ones, do some
We need to
things.
find out why the lawnmower only starts while it's going downhill.
Yeah, the therapy dogs weren't
Yes.
enough. The therapy dogs
Well,
weren't
remember, like, I mean, you used to see back, in going back to, 2017, 2018, you'd see the players on Instagram and there'd be like 5 or 6 of them all hanging out, having a cookout,
enough. Labonda.
doing
Labonda.
Labonda hanging, you know what I mean? Doing all these things. And you knew those people that team was connected, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and you you might see two people hanging out or something, but you don't really see anybody.
No.
Right now we have
Right.
no Bonda.
No
That's
Bonda.
what
Right,
we have.
no Bonda,
No
No
Bonda.
right?
Bonda.
Right.
You
Like,
know, and
negative
so
Bonda,
how do
seeing
we?
Bonda, like
Bonda-less.
without Bonda.
Bonda-less.
And I
No
know,
Bonda to
I
be
know,
found.
I know people. People blame that Joseph was bad for the clubhouse and he was a bad egg in there, and so maybe it was him causing the bad mojo, and so then he leaves, and then but it's still the bad mojo.
Yeah.
So it's not him. What is it?
Right.
What is it?
I don't know.
Do we need to?
Pretty sure he was the one that had the pool, if I remember from the pictures. So lots of Labonda parties at Joseph's
I mean,
house.
we need a saging or a spiritual.
Right, I know.
Saging and
Seriously
barbecue
do want to
and
start
somewhere.
GoFundMe to
puppies.
save
Something
kids,
happen.
like
To quote the Joker, this town needs an enema.
Yeah.
something.
Which is
Or-
that from the Killing Joke?
Or as they say, a come
No,
to
no, no,
Jesus.
that's from '89. That's Nicholson.
Oh, that's the original Batman. Okay. All right, fair enough. All right.
I do think that
Yeah.
we're going to have to come to terms with, and I hope that this is what we do in the transfer window. At this point, I think that the only DP that's shown us that you can build around him is Alexi, and so I would be looking
That's
to
so
find
wild.
somebody.
It's wild, but it honestly, that was our first DP.
I give up.
Yeah.
I give up on the
Yeah.
season, man. Oh, Alexi, save us. All right, moving on to takes, even though we've kind of hit on a lot of the things, but let's run through them. First half looked good. The first 43 minutes were good. And New York really only had opportunities based off our mistakes, which was nervy at times because, like, if you make a mistake at Yankee Stadium halfway in midfield, it's kind of like you're already in their final third just because of the size of the pitch. That's nothing new. Then they get a goal. Our mistake. Nothing new. Then we collapse. Nothing new either. We have conceded 14 goals around the end of the first half and the first 5 of the second. 14. That's a pattern.
And we're not just losing, we're losing by multiple numbers.
In the same way, in the same fashion.
Yeah.
So
Yes, it's a house of cards, and one goes, and we just
We saw that. That was
we're
definitely
just
Not to count
constantly building
statistics,
up the
but
house of cards and collapsing it. Like,
that's 4 goals in a baseball outfield as well. So
yeah, grand slam.
right.
How are the
and
Braves
the really
doing right now? Are they
unfortunate thing
losing?
about this too is that we did
No,
it
they're.
against NYCFC.
I don't want to jinx anything. 7-3 Braves.
Well, this all happened against an NYCFC team that was literally struggling to score.
That's also true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in the high five that we put out. That they're a little bit stingy, but they don't score a lot. And then they put up 4. We put up 4 for them. Let's
it was
be
a
real.
goal every 2
And they
minutes.
put up 3 on us on the last game too.
God.
Yeah,
That's
three,
true.
3 goals in 6
God,
minutes.
man. All right,
5
let's talk
minutes.
about something positive. Alexi, I've been singing his praises for the longest time. All year. I told you.
Who is this man?
Look,
So,
he's gone
Can I
to...
prepare the crow pie officially?
Yeah,
then, or
yeah.
are we gonna
Nom,
try
nom, nom,
this
nom,
a little-
nom. Look, I don't know. He went and got a left foot transplant. I don't know. His passes are accurate. Long balls into space, well weighted, right in front of a runner. He's playing with confidence, facilitating play. He doesn't look like the same player, and that's really saying something considering, like, he was good last night despite everything being really bad. He was pretty good.
I think virtually every opportunity we had went through him or
I
came
agree.
from him.
Yeah.
I agree. Up is down, left is right, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. I don't get it. Nothing makes sense anymore. 3 is an easy one. It was a pen. Moving on.
Yep.
4. I don't want to rag on him anymore because, like Angel said, anytime you meet the guy, he's genuinely nice.
Yeah.
I think he's good with the younger players too. I think his heart.
He's an excellent representative.
Yeah,
of the team,
like,
too.
yeah.
He does stuff with the Unified. He does stuff with the
I want him to continue to have
Healthcare of
a
Atlanta.
good career. He's 27. There's
Yeah.
value there somewhere else, but if we don't move him on this summer, there's just no way we exercise that option.
Honestly, at this point, I want the move for Brooks because I do think that there's
Okay.
something there with Brooks, and I think with the right team
Okay.
and maybe a fresh start. How many guys have we seen through this?
Many.
What we have to maybe start to accept is the not not great era of Atlanta United that has been going on for the last 5 years and counting. Um, at this point, we've been bad longer than we were good, by a long shot. um we may need to accept that, like, maybe there's something going on from the standpoint of, like, our scouting and whatnot, because there have been a lot of guys that have come in that we think, I mean, I could rattle off a few. Etienne Jr. um there are others. Danny Rios has been having a great
Hmm?
outing with Vancouver this year.
Vancouver's very good.
um
Yeah.
you know they come in and they, for whatever reason, don't perform here, can't perform here, don't fit with the group, and then they move on, and
And they do
suddenly
great.
it's like different. Now, we've had some guys that it's been the same thing, right? So, like, I'm not trying to say that's an isolated incident. We've had guys we've picked up from other places that did nothing, that came in and they've had, a great season. But it feels like it happens a lot. So
Yeah.
at this
It
point,
does.
I want to see Brooks. If Brooks at this point is as frustrated as he seems to be visibly on the field, and he wants to move on, like, we definitely should,
There is
because
a
I think that he could fit somewhere else, but he's not fitting here right now.
talking about scouting and what Hendo might be up to. There is a rumor going on right now. And you might not know enough about this player to render an opinion, and that's fine. But there is a rumor going on that Pochettino is trying to convince one Gio Reyna to come to MLS to get consistent playing time, because he hasn't got it at Dortmund. His national team career has kind of fizzled out, and he looked to be a potential centerpiece for the U.S. men's national team. He has some skill on the ball, but it hasn't quite happened for him, club or country. Maybe
I don't see him fitting in Atlanta, though.
I don't
He
either.
doesn't. His positionally doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not where we're weak right now.
Agreed. Okay.
Because what are you going to do? You're going to sit Jay Fortune down?
No.
No.
Right?
All right.
Are you going to sit your $1 million Miggy down?
I'm right with you.
We just got everybody to play their positions in that part.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, good. So, season isn't over, but it could be after this trip. 4 straight wins for 12 points, that would set things right. It really would. Still be below the playoff line, I believe, depending on what other results happen. But realistically, you need a bare minimum of 8. So that's 3 wins and a loss or draw. Or 2 draws and 2 wins. Or we're pretty well cooked. It's just numbers. There is.
And remind me, where are those games outside of Columbus where history is not great?
Columbus. DC.
Okay, we'd have a shot there.
Agreed.
Good.
If we're gonna win
If we're
or
gonna
pick
parse
up
this
Well,
out.
history's
points.
not great there, though, right?
Well, where is history
Well,
great?
ever since
that's
the
a
guy,
fair
you
point,
got
yeah.
you got
goalie, I'm
Columbus,
trying to remember his
DC,
name,
Miami,
retired. We've been
and
Yeah.
Toronto.
Miami and Toronto.
We've had
I
Miami's
mean,
number.
I could see it. I mean, we should
Oh.
be able to pull out points. in
Miami
DC
could be
or Toronto.
interesting. That game could get pushed, depending on how well they do in the Club World Cup. So we may not be playing on, I think that's the 28th that we're scheduled to go down to Miami. They could still be in Club World Cup competition. So we might not have that one straight away. So our death might be delayed. We might not be able to pick it because we'll have a game in hand. Potentially. We'll see if they get knocked out or if they do the business. I think they're taking it fairly seriously. I think most of the clubs are taking it fairly seriously because of the money involved in winning.
$1
So,
billion.
yup. It's a lot of damn money, y'all. It's a lot of damn money, especially for, like some of
A
these
lot
teams.
of lawnmowers.
God. It's a lot
I was
of
asking
lawnmowers.
Chris Henderson
Huh.
about that. So the $1 billion, does the club get it or does MLS get it? And he said the club gets it.
The club, and this is a
If an
fight.
MLS
This is
club were to
this is a
win.
fight with the Players Association right now. $1 million
Yeah.
split between the players, and the players aren't happy about that. However, it is what was negotiated in the CBA by the MLSPA and the players, and ratified that it was going to be $1 million, but also that contract was ratified long before they knew there was going to be a $1 billion tournament. So I think it's fair to, in my opinion, not to get into the weeds and contract negotiations and the politics, all that, but I think it's fair to negotiate that, especially if the league is looking at renegotiating it anyhow because of changing the schedule, which would also require a contract change. So if you're willing to negotiate there and take us to a calendar that will align with Europe, maybe let's give the players a little bit more money. I don't know. They're the ones doing it, so that's how I feel about it. But, I'm also a union member, a pro-labor guy. So, of course.
Are you for changing the you're for changing the schedule?
I don't know. I think there's pros and cons to it. I don't think it's all con or all pro. I think it can be done. You're not talking about adding that many more winter games. And maybe you could take some sort of Bundesliga winter break to kind of make it work for the more northern teams. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I do kind of like the fact that there's no Premier League action on right now. There's no Europe action. You got MLS, and then you're always so happy when it comes back in August.
That's exactly what that's my main concern about it is.
I like the summer break too, to be able to go do.
I don't know if I can spend all day Saturday watch. I mean, it's a lot of football all at once.
I like being able to have the summer for MLS and then come back in the fall.
I think for the players, it probably works well in terms of we've been victim to this of a player not getting a break, just coming over from Europe and never getting that break, and we suffer from that. So for sure, I'm sure more players would be available at the right times for MLS and vice versa, just because of lining things up. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be able to say, overwhelmingly I feel this would be way better than the other. It kind of seems very 50-50 or maybe 60-40 at best in terms of what would be better. So it's a tough one for me.
I mean, I think the main thing that I've kind of heard is one pro would be, I think the playoffs would not be competing with football. Yeah. American football stuff. But to be honest with you, I don't know that the audience overlap is quite the degree to which
I don't think so.
Somebody is anticipating and thinking that would be helpful. I mean, other than if you're focused solely on growing the sport and trying to open it up into people that are not already watching it, I don't know that that's beneficial for your core audience that you already have.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting if they actually do it to see if it's how it plays out. Does it end up being new Coke and we demand old Coke back? And,
it could be. I could see that happen.
Coke 2.
Yeah.
All right. I think that...
Is that what happened? Can we get Atlanta United Classic back? Did they replace it with New School Atlanta United?
It's not as good as the old...
We're in our Crystal Pepsi era.
Oh, come on.
Well, we have to remember, this is next season is our 10th season, so you want to.
Wow, yeah,
season
it's crazy. All right, I think that kind of about does it. Oh, we never segued into Mason Mill. I never had an appropriate segue. Forgive us. We don't have Kat here. We don't have Jennifer here. Nobody's thinking about segues. We're all in our feelings.
It's fine.
This entire podcast has been a segue into Mason Mill.
Yeah, it was all building to this.
Feeling pain as a result of this latest.
We have to go through all the pain first to get there, and here we are. We're finally there. Give them a call, 404-321-0082, and find them on the web at masonmillchiro.com. They're our longtime sponsor, best chiropractor in town. Ashley and Rachel can get you set up with your appointments with Dr. Cohen or Dr. Miner. They are off McConnell Mill Drive in Decatur, Georgia. Open Tuesday through Saturdays. The Saturday hours
right next door to my dentist.
Was that?
Right next door to my dentist.
Oh, that's right. You do go to that dentist. That's right next door. Maybe we should ask them for sponsorship too. Just get that whole building on board. They're great people there. We love them. I appreciate them. And they do take most major forms of insurance. So if that's a concern for you, they'll work with you on that as well. Alrighty. Kind of does it for this game and everything going on with it. Some stuff that's coming up. DecaturFC. Hey, they won again. Shocking. On the road.
Like winning teams. Woohoo.
Against AFU Gunners. 3-2. They went down.
mentally tough team.
It's so tough. Look, they went down early again. We saw it at their last home match, right? They went down early. They came back. They even had to wait through like a 30, 45-minute lightning delay. No problem. 3-2 win.
That game. Lightning delays.
3-2 win. No problem. So they're rolling on. Happy for them. Their next game is away. It's this Sunday, Georgia Impact, which Jennifer and I will hopefully be going to. She is on her way back from the Dumpling Tour in a plane right now, I believe. That hopefully lands safely. Good God, y'all. Hopefully gets back safe and sound in one piece, we hope. And then hopefully we'll be out
diverted. I did hear that their plane had to be diverted away from, we'll just say, certain Middle Eastern airspace.
Jeez, what a time.
Turkmenistan. But they're on their way still, so
right.
That's good.
Right.
She was able to communicate that, so that's a good sign.
Yes, divert. Take the long way. Away from the missiles. Good grief. Well, she'll be on the ground soon, and then hopefully we'll be up at Impact for that away match, and then we'll get a pod out.
If you can't make it up to the match, you can catch it on the YouTube stream.
Yep, on National Soccer Network, it's U.S. Soccer Network, sorry. They stream all the matches.
If you just search DecaturFC on YouTube, it will pull up the channel with all of their matches.
Yep. Easy to find.
I'm definitely going to check it out.
It's fun.
Easy to find. Sometimes they have some tech glitches and stuff, but it's there. It's free. And there's a ton of other lower league soccer games, like teams you ain't never heard of, that you can check out for free too if you've got some downtime and you just don't feel like watching Atlanta United. I get it.
And listen, as far as I can tell, the away matches don't have like commentary really. And
not every time. Some do.
Some
this
do,
one
some
didn't.
don't.
Yeah.
But it's a great opportunity that if you've been wanting to watch more soccer and just kind of think about what your thoughts
commentary
are on a match, like I find that a little bit enjoyable personally. But yeah,
I find it more.
Plus the winning really helps.
Yeah, it does help. It's a wonderful sound.
It's a good palate cleanser.
It sure is.
Yeah.
So that's this Sunday, 6:15. And then their next home match is the following Friday, back at Decatur High School, the penultimate home match. That one is also against Georgia Impact. And then their last game is, June 30th, I believe?
June 27th.
27th, sorry. June 27th.
The 27th.
Mark your calendars. Unlike me, don't mark June 30th. Mark June 27th. That is the last home game for DecaturFC against Chattanooga, where we are trying to smash the 3,000 number for attendance. We only need 400-ish more than what has been showing up on average. That is totally doable and will make waves in national headlines. So come out.
And from what I understand, Chattanooga is going to be traveling. They're going to be bringing some.
That's great. Bring the numbers up. I love it.
So we want to bring as many people as we can, and so we can get loud and rowdy, and because I think they are going to be bringing their
I
folks
love
in.
that, man. And Chattanooga, great city, great clubs there too. On the men's and women's side, they got a good culture up there. They really do. So I could see them bringing down a contingent. Stadium. Yeah, the stadium there. It's really nice. It's really nice.
Listen, y'all, the vibe is fun.
Yep.
It's a great great game. It's like $6 or $10 for a ticket. For kids, 6 for kids or something.
And they're doing a ton of promos too, and discount tickets and all that stuff.
It's a ton of fun.
Yep.
And honestly, mark June 27th especially. Let's try to help them break that record and make that your soccer weekend. The 27th, you come out to Decatur and enjoy what will hopefully be another win for the ladies. And then on the 28th, you can head out to Pullman Yards and catch drag bingo ahead of the away match. And celebrate pride and have a good time. And all are welcome. It's a family friendly event from what I'm told. And so mark your calendars, as Glenn said. Make it out to Decatur. Enjoy the atmosphere. And
be part of it, man.
Maybe we can carry that vibe into the 28th. You never know.
Absolutely.
You never know.
Absolutely. Come out for both. Pre-match is at 5:00 outside O'Sullivan's Pub. Get the fish and chips. Very good.
Oh my gosh. I
Highly
said it last
recommend.
time. It's so good. They're
Get
so
the jalapeno
good.
mayo with it.
They're-
And the duck fat fries.
They really do have the best fries, and
Duck
their
fat
fish
fries?
chips. is
Yeah,
top
I would not steer you wrong. I'm telling you, amazing. And
And if you go there
I
before
eat fish and
6,
chips with you for the
if you
next
go there
year.
before 6, you get the happy hour price.
happy hour
Fish
prices
and
as
chips,
well,
yeah, I'm
and they
very gonna
rotate
say
their
this right now.
specials. And also, don't sleep on their what are those the special egg rolls that they have? They're like little Cuban egg rolls, but as egg and they're flash fried. Phenomenal. It's all delicious. So that starts at 5. And then there's the march down to the stadium, full drum and everything, and cheerleaders and mascots and lots of fun. And that starts at about 6:15. And it's a very short walk down to the stadium, so don't have to worry about that. And it's a good time. It's a really good time. And I'm telling
free
you,
parking at the high school.
free parking, Marta's there. Like it's as easy
So
and
easy.
accessible as you can get, and it's fun. And they
You
score
go have
goals.
dinner afterwards.
They win
the
games.
team comes over to the pub afterwards.
Yep. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're seeing the future of the game. There's players here that are going on to big things. Still not allowed to say what the big things are yet and which players he's involved, but hopefully we can soon. But there are opportunities happening.
Is the Chattanooga game the last game of the season?
It is the last game, yes.
So that's awesome. So will this player...
Hopefully they'll let us say it at that point.
I mean, but
Find out.
this person will play through the season.
No.
No? Oh, so I'll miss a game.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We will drop that information when we.
I know.
killing me.
Yeah.
It's killing me because said player is at a sizable club.
Yes.
From little.
Yes, I get it.
Decatur,
I just
Georgia.
wasn't sure whether.
Yeah.
Since they have one game left after the Wednesday game, I was thinking, oh, well, they will stay through the season. So they'll only miss one game then. Or two.
Hopefully, we'll get the go ahead on that, or they'll make a big announcement and stuff because they should sing the praises of the player and the club and everybody involved with it because that's how it happens. This player isn't going on if DecaturFC isn't here. Straight up, like that's just
They're
the reality
leaving
of it.
DecaturFC to have this other great opportunity.
Correct.
So
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
so that's a feather in DecaturFC's cap for sure.
Yep, for sure. In the South, in Georgia, and everything that's going on here. You know, I know Atlanta United's struggling. I know our fish keep struggling. I know it breaks our hearts, but the amount of good things that are coming up around it, and that has always been consistent, and just breaking records and just setting that bar. So
I mean, I know we want to close this out, but think about even though we are not having a great season at all, and we've been struggling the past few years with Atlanta United, we still bring in more people than any other club,
That's true.
pretty much in the league. And I hope people still do come.
I hope so.
Even though it sometimes breaks your heart. But
no,
that's the nature of the
come.
game.
Like we
Yeah.
can't lose what
Ebbs
we've
and
built.
flows, I say.
Can't lose what we've built, and what we've built is each other and community, and support, and that's more important.
If you can't enjoy the football, enjoy your friends.
Correct, exactly.
$2 hot dogs.
And $2 hot dogs. Come on, man.
$2 hot dog.
Hey,
hot dogs.
I was at State Farm on Wednesday, and
Oh, man.
I got to tell you, yeah, they do not have $2 hot
No,
dogs.
they do not. I know this. I work there.
Yeah,
I know.
$20 beer night for Wu-Tang.
Hey, little shout out to the Hawks. Appreciate them giving me a little award a few nights ago at employee appreciation thing at Top Golf, and I won some sort of game changer award voted on by the
Oh, that's
His own
employees.
praises. The Hawks, in fact, gave him the Game Changer Award.
Well,
I saw
there was
that.
one. There were a
legit.
couple people. There were many people that won awards, but that one was voted on by employees. So that means something to me, that it's not just some token thing like it takes votes.
Congrats.
So I
Yeah.
appreciate that from them and anyone out there listening, of my Hawks family who I constantly talk about this pod to, for the votes. That was really sweet, and it was a good time. But yeah, State Farm, man, bring your prices down. It's tough.
Well, it's so funny. It's right next door. It's right next door to us.
I know, it's a stark
That's the
contrast.
thing. It's like, are you taking the piss or what? Like,
It's
I
the
get
same.
$2
It's the same
here,
parking lot.
I mean, seriously, it's so bizarre. Why don't they just have family friendly pricing? And the thing is that's funny about it is,
Because they'd sell a
it's always
lot.
kind of a joke. When I go to Nashville or Charlotte or something like that, I get the same souvenir soda that I get at the Benz, which is $4. It's $10
Yeah.
there or $12 there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, every time I'm like, do you know how much this costs in Atlanta? I'm like, how much? I'm like, $4. They're like, no way.
Everybody's always shocked. Yeah.
Free refills.
And free refills. I mean, most of them are doing free refills now, but
Yeah.
it's just funny. And when that's what I'm using to sell all of the West Ham folks that are coming here for the summer series in August, because they're doing New York and Chicago and Atlanta.
I
So
think
a
some
lot
fans
of
might be surprised with the Club World Cup, and I don't. I'm curious if the prices will remain the same for the World Cup. I don't know, but that could be quite shocking too for some people.
I think so. Well, at least for the summer series, I was telling everyone, I was like, we have $2 our things are expensive. I made a chart of comparing the same beer and hot dog at Soldier Field, at MetLife Stadium, and at Atlanta and at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then I really got the British people by saying, we have air conditioning in the summer. When we were just at TST, I met up with the West Ham team there, and one of the guys that works for the club was literally dying. I mean, just dying. I'm like, remember to tell everybody we have air conditioning in our stadium. He's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get there.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Everybody who throws shade at our indoor stadium, at least we have shade. It's nice. It's nice. All right. Thank you very much for listening and for supporting us and FanTV and Mason Mill, all the other pods that are out there too, surrounded around this club. We all support each other, and that's really important. I think supporting each other and supporting your family and your community is probably the most important thing to support right now. In all honesty, with everything that is going on, be there for each other and don't let something as silly as wins and losses take that away from you. That's what's most important about all of this. These people are trying to break me with their sunglasses.
I literally have a whole thing of sunglasses, like an arm length away.
I finally turned this around because the Braves win 12-4.
Oh.
Hey,
need more games against the Rockies.
We got to sweep the Rockies. We have to get right. All right. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. We're not going to be back for a minute. I mean, we will have a DecaturFC pod coming up on 5 Takes Feminine. We'll try and drop that Monday, but we don't play Columbus. Atlanta can't lose if Atlanta doesn't play. We don't play next week, so that's a bold strategy. We'll be back the week after that. So, until then, y'all be good. We will be back.
Meow day, meow day, SOS, SOS. Meow.
What?